3, 2, 1. Welcome to the 607 podcast, everyone. Episode number 4.
Hey, cheer. I'm still waiting on that.
I didn't add the cheer to the last one, but maybe
I know, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, whoa.
When I started listening to it, I was like, they were supposed to be kids. We're talking about the kids. We're the kids.
The viewers are here for the kids. Okay, let's move on.
All right. Let's move on. Oh man, already, guys. Record time.
Off to a great start.
Yeah. Okay. So, how are you guys doing today?
Not too bad.
Pretty good.
Pretty good, dude. Pretty good.
Currently watching MLB while doing this podcast.
The MLB's going on right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Oh, dude, come on.
Are they playing in
Giants?
like empty
Giants beat
arenas?
the A's.
Yeah. So it's the Giants and the Dodgers that are playing
Yes,
in LA.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so I'm doing great because sports are back. But Riley, Matt,
Yes.
how are you? I mean,
I'm doing pretty good, you know.
yeah, bums.
I'm doing good. Yeah, you know. Just went on a nice run today. Got a little bit of sunshine. Ran along the ocean. You know.
Nice.
Wow, that sounds
day.
beautiful.
Good day.
That's really nice. I woke up and I worked, and then I quickly took a shower after work, ate a hot dog, and that's been my day.
Classic.
I
Thursday.
had to rub some mousse on my dog because he's got a skin infection. So there you go.
Oh, yeah. How's he doing with that?
He's good. He's better today. He's looking healthy.
Good to
So
hear.
there we go. That was a day in the life, you know.
Yeah.
So exciting. I've got so many exciting stories.
Me too. Speaking of our days today, I just wanted to tell you guys. So I just got back from Walmart, and I was like in line for the register, and this lady in front of me was just having like a public breakdown, and she was like slamming the counter and yelling, and like security had to come, and like it was crazy, dude. She was just yelling at everyone, and then like other customers started like fighting with her. She's like, "Y'all are lucky. Like, I'm not going back to jail." I'm just like, oh my god.
Well, you unironically have some stories, so that's
Yeah. And then the worst part was she was wearing a mask with like a Bible verse on it. So I'm just like, oh my god. And then like when she was leaving, the cashier's like, "Have a blessed day, man." And the cashier's like this 15-year-old, or not 15, you have to be 16. As like a high school girl.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Have a blessed day, ma'am." And then the lady goes like, "Bitch, I'll cut your throat." And she just walks away.
Oh my!
What?
Oh, gee.
Dude,
Yeah.
what the?
Chill out.
I know.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, so that was what I was dealing with. That happened like half an hour ago. So
Good lord.
Dude,
That's a day.
I don't even know how to respond to that. Like,
yeah,
don't threaten teenagers, please.
yeah. Well, we were just talking about kids.
So there you go. It all wraps together, dude. We've got a thesis and the podcast.
Yeah. So, all right. So I noticed we have first up is the unexpected passing of Michael Brooks.
Yeah.
Did you want to say a few words about that?
Yeah. Michael Brooks was a lot of people knew him as a political commentator. He was on podcasts like the Majority Report. He had his own podcast called The Michael Brooks Show. But he was he was 36, a political thinker, and he was a really, really interesting and honestly, for me, a very influential figure. Because he was, not only was he very eloquent and very good at expressing his political thought, but he was hilarious. He was so funny. Like, he was just like comedic relief and very pure in that way. And he was, I posted this this article for you guys from Jacobin. He was an internationalist. He believed that every person, regardless of where they were born or where they lived, was worthy of fundamental human respect. And like, he just brought that to everything he did. And Monday he passed away from an underlying medical condition that nobody knew he had. At the age of 36. So I don't have a lot of
36. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of platforms to say much on, and this is one of them. I just wanted to kind of share this. And Michael meant a lot to me. I listened to a lot of what he had to say on current affairs, and I never talked to him, I never met him, but he had a huge impact on my growth through college. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. It was really unexpected and pretty upsetting. So, but not to start this on a down note, but like he was a very caring and kind person, and again, like, so funny. He could just turn any like dark situation into like a joke about like why people were doing terrible things to each other, and like you'd be like, this is awful, but you're laughing, but like you would always know that like he meant the best, and he would be very explicit and very, very intentional and kind with his thought. So I just that was just something I wanted to say. Some kind of just like a thank you, and you'll be missed, Michael Brooks.
Yeah, for sure. 36 is such a young age. Like, I feel like we see a lot of young people passing away in the news these days, and it's crazy, like, just death in general, not to get like too philosophical on this podcast, but like, it's weird, like, he's like not gonna see what happens to the world, because we're kind of in like a weird time right now, and it's just weird, like the world keeps going, and it's almost like you're only here for like a fraction of it, but while you're here you think that like your perspective is the world, but it's really like completely independent of you.
It's crazy. I think like what hit me the hardest, it's very, they call these like the parasocial relationships, right? Like if you're a listener on this podcast and you've never met us, you're like, you kind of know us, but like we don't know you, and it's weird because he was on a daily podcast and he had his own podcast like that I would listen to regularly. It's like, it's weird to know that I will never know his take on like a new situation. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's input that like I'm used to getting when I think about something, and now it's gone, and it's very weird, because it's like, it's like, well, why am I sad? Like, I didn't know him. Like, should I feel sad about this? But it is, there's a weird parasocial relationship where it's like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna miss this guy. Like, I never met him, but like he had an impact on me.
Yeah, I was watching The Notebook for the first time last night. Not like my choice of movie, like I didn't pick it, but I was watching it, and like towards the end, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I guess like the son has to build like the family house after his father dies, and he like tears down a bunch of stuff and like rebuilds it. And I'm like, wow, like I was literally thinking about that last night, like his dad will never get to see like what became of the family estate, but he'd probably be proud of it. So, but yeah, F's in the chat for Michael Brooks.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, I'm sorry.
No, Riley. Okay, so something lighthearted. When I saw this on the document, I was like, "Who the fuck is this?"
Same. I was like, I have no idea.
But now I know. I did read the article. But yeah, my first initial thought, I'm like, wait, did someone just put like a random person like his obituary, and like we have to cover that now? It's like, what, is that a new segment?
Dude, we're gonna have a new segment now. It's just like paying respects to one person that died through COVID.
Oh man, I mean, honestly, we probably could. Sadly,
Yeah.
But
I think it'd take too long.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, no,
But-
it's this was like a personal thing for me. I just like, I don't know, like this was like I spent a lot of time this week thinking about this. So
Yeah.
and it's weird. Like I think it is just like a weird thing to lose someone that you never met. You know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, yeah. Earlier this year, I mean, Kobe. Holy heck.
Yeah.
Holy
Oh my
heck.
gosh. So many people impacted.
It
Because
was-
like,
Yeah.
yeah, his impact was. I mean, like, regardless what you think of the guy, like he was an inspiration to so
mean-
many, and like, it just it puts it in perspective, like the influence and the importance of like certain people, especially like in media and sports, like who have like heroic stories, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, should we move on to the weekly challenge?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Should we? Or should we not?
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
All right.
Who listened to everything? That's the first question.
Did this time.
Yeah.
Oh,
didn't.
nice. You didn't, Matt?
No, I did.
Oh,
We
okay.
talked about this yesterday. I already did it by like Tuesday.
Oh, spoilers! Selling us out. We were talking about this before the cast, dude.
Oh,
It's okay, Angelo wasn't there at all. We didn't talk about actual impressions. We just
Yeah.
talked about whether or not people had done it. Alright. Because it's the first on the docket, we've got Drink the Sea by Glitch Mob. Justin,
What?
your thoughts on Drink the
On-
Sea?
Drink the Sea by Glitch Mob. Okay, so I think I've told Matt this before. I'm fairly certain I've listened to this in our freshman year at Cerro. I'm pretty sure Matt showed me this, and I think this is very good, like pump up, like workout music. But other than that, and maybe like study hard music, but other than that, it's not an album that I would listen to.
Wow.
the man has spoken.
I don't know, like it's good for like adrenaline, but aside from that, I don't know. This is not the type of music that I like. It's very loud.
Yeah, you know, that's fair. I just want to make sure that my friends are exposed to the kinds of music I like.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah,
like,
we,
I'm saying,
we
like,
appreciate it.
yeah, I think music, personally, there's certain moods for what kind of music to listen to. Obviously, you're not going to listen to freaking, I don't know, like marching band music while you're getting it on with your lady friend. You know?
Dude,
Like-
speak for yourself, man. That rhythm helps, I swear.
Yeah, there's nothing like a drum line in the
Yeah,
stereo,
dude.
you know?
We should, instead of rating them, just talk about whether they would be good albums to make love to.
Dude, that's the whole podcast now. Forget everything else. We just got a list of albums. Would you make love to this album?
Yeah, so Justin, would you, is this, I mean, I'm guessing no, it's not good.
Oh no! It depends. It depends.
Oh,
If
Oh.
it's like if it's a wild freaking bender, like a Vegas bender, like a
All right,
36-hour bender,
I already hate this.
then yeah, this is like, oh yeah, this is prime time.
Prime time, dude.
Yeah.
Prime time.
I
The
think
man
in
said it.
in any other situation, no.
okay.
Well, moving on to my thoughts. I too have already listened to this album. I thought I had. I think I mentioned that last week, but after listening to it, I didn't actually finish it because I realized that I was like, I've already listened to this and I already know I really don't like it. So I got halfway through and I was like, no, I can't do it. There's nothing like particularly wrong with it, but it definitely like I would never choose to listen to it, I think is how I would sum it up. Like there's nothing that draws me in. It's like I can't even describe. It's not like, it's like so unoffensive in any way, but also so like not engaging in any way. I like feel nothing towards it. Is the only way I could describe it.
Okay.
Which is not how I
Okay.
like to feel about music. So
Harsh words.
Wow.
Damn, you're really
okay.
tearing into these.
I'm honestly not trying to be mean. That is just like how when I was listening to it, I was like, I'm trying to encapsulate how this makes me feel, but I'm not sure that I can.
It makes Riley feel like a black hole. Just like
I'm just ready to destroy everything in my path.
nothingness.
Yeah, with my void.
Well, that's kind of what the album artwork looks like. I'm looking at it right now on Spotify.
Yeah,
and it's
dude,
like-
maybe this is like a big brain move, and they've
Big brain.
totally got. I'm right there in their prime audience. They're
Yeah.
like, that was our goal with this project.
They got
We-
somewhat of like the Illuminati triangle on the album cover
Yeah,
too.
that's interesting. Is that like a guy in like a spacesuit? I'm trying to.
Yeah, I'm trying to blow this
Let
up.
me-
a little
let me
bit
pull
so
it
I can
up.
see. We're gonna do some album art. It's the Triforce, dude. That's all I see.
Is that supposed to be the astronaut meme? Was it always a triangle? Always has been.
I love that astronaut meme. It's so dumb, but it makes me laugh every time I see one.
Yeah. Like the flat Earth ones are so funny.
Dude, I just like them for like games that I'm playing, like dumb stuff like
Oh.
like I've seen in like 6 subreddits where it's like like it's all fun, and then they're like always has been, and they're like you guys are all toxic, it's always been fun, and it's like people start getting all like angry in the comments, and I'm like, this is why I use Reddit less than I used to.
We both used Reddit a ton in college.
Yeah, dude, too much.
I feel like we all
I think
did,
all of us
actually,
did.
yeah.
All of us definitely did.
I'm ready to part ways with Reddit, I think.
Yes,
It's
join the
gotten-
club.
It's
It
gotten
feels so
like
good.
the people there have gotten like, I feel like more combative
Yeah, definitely.
over the years.
And I feel like everyone acts like they know what they're talking about. And like before, like if someone got a lot of upvotes, I'd be like, oh, they probably know what they're talking about. But like they really like don't. Just because you have a lot of upvotes doesn't mean you know anything. So
Oh my gosh, dude, it's so true. And I was like that too when I was younger. I was like, oh, this is on the front page, it must be true. And then I was like, oh, that's definitely not true at all. Great.
Yeah. Fail on Reddit. Fail on Reddit. Feels good.
Angelo, what'd you think of the album?
Well,
Drink
I just want
the
to say
sea.
first, I think we just lost a potential sponsor for the podcast.
Oh, Reddit?
Right there.
Reddit or Glitch Mob, we're making enemies
Both.
today.
Every album we review, it seems like, except for that Michael
Glitch
Jackson.
Mob, I want you to know I love this album.
Okay, so this album, I didn't hear the album before, but I did hear
Got
Fortune
fresh
Days, and it's still my favorite song on the album. So I was driving home to this album, like going through some like windy country roads. It was kind of nice. Like it literally felt like I was in a movie. I think like if I was on some type of drug, like I would be like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. So yeah, it's super instrumental. I feel like there's not a lot of lyrics in it. So it felt like to me like a movie soundtrack, which I can see being really helpful when you're studying or working out. Yeah, I might throw it into my like rotation of stuff to listen to, but I really like songs with lyrics. I think they have that's mainly what I listen to. Songs, instrumentals have their place, but it's usually just background music for me. So I would give Drink the Sea by Glitch Mob a 7 out of 10.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh, he's
pretty high
giving
score.
it I thought we killed the numbers, man. I thought we killed the numbers.
Sorry.
Wait, no, I'm down to bring it back.
Okay, what do you got,
No,
Justin?
no,
No, it took so long last time.
no. We're just here to expose each other to music.
All
Yeah,
right.
we're exposing ourselves to each other,
All
alright?
right. And
Why
since
do you
I was
like this album?
exposed, why do I like this album?
Yeah, Matt, a
Okay.
few words, if you will.
I guess like Glitch Mob was one of the groups that like really resonated with me when I was like starting to like electronic music, and it's it's just had really good staying power with me. And I guess I do listen to Glitch Mob a lot when I'm like studying and working out. Like, not like you said, like not a whole lot of words in the songs, and it's like definitely hype music. So yeah, really like it for that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Now, exposing me to Drake.
You've been exposed.
How dare you?
Before.
Not just Drake. I think we're forgetting something very important.
It's actually DJ Khaled's song.
DJ Khaled.
Oh my god.
Dude, people are so mad at DJ Khaled because they're like, what did he even do on the song? Like, he didn't do anything. And but
Another
it's like,
one.
Yeah, but like, I think he's actually like a pretty like really influential guy in the music industry, and he can like really knows how to promote music.
Yeah,
Dude.
he's also a beats producer.
Yeah.
Like, he produced.
I hear that he doesn't actually produce much
Really?
anymore. Yeah.
Maybe just
Unconfirmed. Nah, somebody fact check that, listener, if you will. But that is what I've heard. That's where I think a lot of the hate comes from, is because that went around. The two things that I know that DJ Khaled gets hate. Three things. All right, there are three things. One, people say that he doesn't actually do any work on the track. Two, and this is me 100%, is he just like, I want him to shut up. Like, I hate hearing the ad libs all over another artist's song. It drives me nuts. But
I thought you like ad libs, Riley.
I do, but like, gosh, his suck. I don't like his.
Another one. What else does he say besides another one?
Dude, I don't even know or care. The last one, and this is the most tantalizing.
You're the best.
Is
we
that
the best.
Yeah, we the best music.
Oh, we the best. He does say that.
We the best music.
This is also unconfirmed. Somebody told me that he refuses to go down on his wife. So
I've seen articles on that.
I actually
too.
have seen that too.
Yeah.
all right, well maybe that's
I think
true.
that's more of a personal choice. I don't know if it says anything about his character, but
I don't like him for that, because if I know, that means he's telling people that he won't go down on his wife, and I'm like, dude.
Do you want DJ Khaled to go down on you?
Dude, I want him to go down on his wife. His poor wife, man.
Yeah.
Clearly she asked, because he's like, no, I don't do it. Like,
maybe he's done it before, but he doesn't do it anymore.
you think they're drifting apart? They don't find each other interesting enough to
Maybe, I don't know.
push those boundaries?
It's kind of weird. Like, if you think about it, like, oral sex just in general is like kind of strange.
I'm not
but
going
it's
to
like,
think about it on this podcast.
It's like very.
We're not gonna get into it.
We're already telling my comfort line, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you brought it up, so I just.
Yeah,
You
I
kind
know.
of slid in the
Yeah,
door
this is on
there,
you, Riley.
and I'm just
Come on.
going with it.
Touche. You gotta get
Okay.
those sex cells, guys. You gotta get those
Okay.
views.
Well, anyways, what did you think of the song, man?
Oh yeah, that's right. The song.
It's a Drake song.
It's a okay.
It's a Drake
Dude,
song.
It's so boring. And I hate DJ Khaled's stupid ad libs. That's all I have to say.
I did not like it.
Okay, so Angelo, do you want me to go first, or do you?
Oh
wanna
no,
go
go for it.
Okay. I think it's a banger, but
Oh yeah.
it's definitely a Drake song, but this guy just produces hits after hits after hits after hits. Like, he has so many singles that just sell, and they just get played over and over again. And
Yeah.
there's a reason why they get played over and over again, because they're super catchy and they're bangers. Like, that's all I gotta say about this song. It's a banger. Like, DJ Khaled, my boy, flowers,
Certified
beautiful
banger.
flowers. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
So I was in the same boat with you guys. I did not hear this song. Like, I mean, we pretty much heard it at the same time. So yeah, I agree with everything Justin said. Definitely a banger. It kind of got old really quickly for me though, which
Yeah.
I don't know. If it was on an album, I would appreciate it more. But it's just one of those songs to like top the charts and then go back down. Like,
Yeah.
So
This is one of those Drake songs where if it plays in the bar, like at Motab,
yeah.
at like midnight or whatever, you're like, oh yeah, this song is great.
Yeah, except for Matt and Riley, they're just gonna be like, "This is
But-
awful."
Okay, isn't there another Drake song called Popstar?
No, I don't think by Drake. There's one by Popstar by DaBaby, I think, or Rockstar.
No, that's Rockstar.
Yeah. Oh,
But
okay.
I'm talking about like, some. Oh man, how does it go? Drake, Popstar.
Maybe he talks about being a pop star in one of his other songs. I think on Views.
Oh man, no, there's literally another song, like a pop star.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
yeah, that was on his. That came out in 2016.
yeah. Isn't that pop star too?
Oh wait, you know what? You
Right?
might be right. Let's. All right. Well, yeah. So.
Anyways, yeah.
Okay. I'll come back. I'm gonna look that up right now, but we can move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we on Mount Joy?
Mount Joy.
Mount J. Mountain Joy. Sorry, not Mount Joy. Mount J. God,
Riley, you want to kick this one off?
I'll kick this one off. I'll say, you know what Mount Joy reminded me of a lot was,
What?
you know, Vance Joy.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They sound kind of similar, like in their style. I'll say this is another one that I found relatively inoffensive, but I listened to it twice actually because I don't know that I would ever listen to it again, but it wasn't bad. I mean, I think if the lead singer's vocals were a little bit more impressive, or weirder. He walked like a weird line for me where it was like the vocals are like kind of weird, very like indie, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was
wasn't
like
that weird though.
But it wasn't that weird. And I felt
Yeah.
like it either needed to be weirder or like more like
Mainstream.
impressive. Yeah. So I was kind of just like the vocals didn't land. The lyrics for me on this were either like hit like, oh, that was a good line, like that was kind of funny, or they were like, that was a little cringy. Like I was like, I don't know, there were a couple times I was like, that was kind of a weird thing to say. All right.
Okay.
I
So
thought that
no,
I
sorry,
thought that whatever that Astrovan song was funny.
Yeah.
But like it also like to me like by the end I was like, all right, I get it. Like as smoking Jesus driving across the country. All right, you know, like it was like a little bit over the top by the end, you know. And I think that's kind of that's my summation is that like I think there are a lot of really good ideas and there's a lot of really good music, but like I think it doesn't always pan out like as well as it could have. And it's like it's almost like I would like it more if it wasn't so close to being good. But it's like they just need like a little shove to be like, you know, be a little bit funkier, make your lyrics a little bit more like varied and out there, and like I think I would really like the album.
That's what
if
I was
they
going to
did that.
ask you about actually is do you think if the lyrics were just like more, I don't know, creative or like thought-provoking that you could excuse the like the vocals and the overall feel of the album?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I know for sure those two things, if they went in the right direction, this album would be like instantly in my rotation. But I think that's what's holding it back. Overall, I feel happy that I listened to it, is what I'll say. I enjoyed it enough.
Sweet.
Nice.
Matt, what'd you think?
I thought it was pretty good. I think there were. I'm just gonna be basic and say that I enjoyed the song "Silver Lining." It's like their most popular song, but yeah, it was just like kind of like a folk rock meets like alternative rock meets like indie rock, a little bit of each, and like I don't know, I didn't really feel like it was anything like special, but it was something that like it's a type of music I haven't really listened to a whole lot lately, so it was a nice little switch up for me. But yeah, Silver Lining, like that song.
Okay. Well, I just want to say I've never heard of this band, and I really enjoyed this album. I really love the only like alternative type indie music I really like is like the punk rock scene. Like I really like that sort of alternative music. So when I heard that, like I know the vocals, like I kind of agree with Riley, like they weren't the best, but like I like that, you know, like because I feel like a lot of punk rock, like their vocals aren't good, but you can like hear their emotion in the songs, which is what I really enjoyed. And like I still like the first song the best, I'm Your Wreck. Like I just like as soon as I heard that song I knew I was gonna like the rest of the album. And I did add a couple songs from the album onto my my music list. So yes, I will refrain from the rating, but I really enjoyed it.
That's right, you'll refrain.
Justin,
Yeah.
your
It
opinion
was
of the
a
album?
10. I'm just kidding.
You bastard.
I remember just like going through Spotify New Music Friday, Friday, and finding Astrovan, and I really really liked that song. I was like, oh, who are these guys? And they had an entire album. I was like, oh wow. I listened to the rest of it, and I liked it enough to buy a vinyl of the album because I was like, wow, yeah, I thought the artwork was super interesting too. And at the time, yeah, I think I was definitely more of a stoner than I am now. Definitely related to the Astro Band song, like that. Definitely hippie vibes is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I don't know. I like the album. It's not like my favorite of any, but I think it's good. So
Okay.
All right.
Well, wait, did we all give our opinion on it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I just want to, before we get into the new albums for next week, I want...
Whoa, dude, hold the fuck up.
Oh, shoot, I totally forgot. Oh, dude, I knew we were missing something. Okay. I was like, I feel like this was really short. Okay, I'll start it off then, since I almost missed this. Freddie Gibbs, Pinata. So, I've heard you speak of Freddie Gibbs before, but I never really got into his music. But I was pleasantly surprised. Like, I didn't know what to expect. I thought he was going to be like Danny Brown, which I'm not like a big fan of in general. I did check out some of his music because you recommended it. But I was very pleasantly surprised by this album. It had like, I loved all the sounds that they put in, like police sirens, and like it just made it feel. And I was listening to this while I was driving the other day, and like it made me. It brought this like environment feeling to that album, and it really felt like a full album that was designed to be an album, versus how made you guys listen to Juice WRLD's new album last week, which was like not a full album. Yeah, he was a great rapper, great at the topics he spoke about. I feel like are relevant these days. Yeah, I did enjoy it. I don't know if I'll like listen. Oh, I did want to say that one song with Danny Brown on it. Which one was that?
Hi.
Yeah, I really liked that one. Actually, that was like the first time I heard Danny Brown, and I was like, oh, I actually don't mind this.
Hell yeah. I love that song.
Yeah.
All right. So I thought this album was like pretty good. It was interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, like, there were a few songs that I was like, this is like pretty good, but I don't know if it's my particular style of rap that I like to listen to. But I know Riley had talked about one song in particular that he thought Justin would like, and it actually turned out that song ended up being the one that I like the most, and that song is Lakers. So
Featuring Absol.
Yeah. So I thought overall, like, it's a pretty good album. I don't know if I would listen to it again, but you know, maybe I might pull Lakers out of there and add it to one of my playlists.
I am willing to accept this.
Okay.
All right, guys. Before you give your opinion, well, you can keep going. I have to be right back. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. But
Okay.
Cool. So I like this album. I really like this album. I definitely thought it was more. I really like the skits too. It got kind of like a Kanye vibe, even in between like the songs, like Pinata, like the last song. Like there's a ton of skits in there. Like I thought I heard Mac Miller in it, and then I looked it up. I was like, oh shit, it is Mac Miller. And then I recognize a ton of features on here. I was like, whoa, like what the hell? Like all these artists, I definitely listen to. And so this is definitely like my style of hip hop, and I enjoyed it. But I can see someone who doesn't like lyrical hip hop. I would say they would think like tracks 2 through 4 would kind of sound the same. Like I think they're on the same. When I was listening to it, I think they were on the same like beats per minute. Like I don't know. We'll have to fact check that, Riley. But
fact check.
But I don't know. But other than that, like I think the entire album's solid. I did really like Lakers. That song was awesome. It felt great.
Dude, that song I haven't been to LA like too many times, but like when it reminded me of like driving through like neighborhoods like outside of like LA proper.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what it felt like. And I was like, all right, this song is sick. It was a West Coast beat. Just like you bump it down on I don't know, freaking, what are you driving? Like an El Camino with super raised tires or something. Just bump it down. Mulholland or whatever. But I really like this song. Yeah.
I love that Absol line where he's like, "I'm so LA, my dad died on King." I was like, that is like so not funny, but like you can imagine somebody saying it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't think I'm LA? Like, let me tell you, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I always thought that.
That song was great. I really, really liked. Which one was it? Thuggin'. I thought Thuggin'
dude.
was like, I was like, okay, this one's sick. So definitely, you have a little bit of smoke, and then you listen to that song. And High, with Danny Brown.
Yeah.
Song was sick. But overall, this is an album that I would add into my hip hop collection for sure.
Yes, dude, that's glad. I'm really glad you said that, because honestly, the only person I was convinced who was gonna like it was you. So I'm glad. I'm glad that Angelo liked it too. But I knew Matt wouldn't. It's definitely not Matt's style. But I was hoping you would, because it's definitely
it's kind of like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's kind of like I think this artist Freddie Gibbs. I need to listen more to him. I recognize his name, and Madlib. I know that.
Madlib, dude.
But it's kind of like I'd say it's the same lines as J. Cole. Like the first few albums of J. Cole, like in the sense that it's lyrical and it's very beat heavy. And there's a theme throughout the entire album. You know, like you have to listen to the entire album. Yeah, there are like a few bangers on there, or a few songs that can just be hit singles. But listening to the album as a whole is an experience, kind of like J. Cole album, where it's like there's like an intro, like an intro skit or something, and then it goes into the songs, and then each beat kind of plays on the one from before and plays on.
That's really interesting. I don't think I would have ever thought to compare. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I would say like it's kind of like, because I think there are a lot of people who really, really like J. Cole, and there's a lot of people who hate J. Cole. So I think that's what this kind of hip hop. It's very divisive. But there is a very big group on either population.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, and I think what I love about this album is that it is like there are a lot of lyrics. Like, like Freddie is rapping like on this thing, and like, but like, the thing that I love about it is that like I mean, I do like to listen to the lyrics, but if I didn't listen to the lyrics, I think I would like it just as much almost, because his flow and his cadence are just like so smooth and in tune with the beat. It's like you can really believe that they collaborated on this thing together. Like, they were working for each other. He was rapping to Madlib's beats. Madlib was making the beats for Freddie. Like, that was like, you can tell. And not only do I think the lyrics are great and really, really like evocative, like you can just imagine, like, you know, like those lines where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna like sell to my sister because like she can get it up the street, and then it's like, you think like that's the end of the line, and then he's like, and she'd probably suck his dick for it, and it's like it's like so funny, but it like makes sense. Like, you're like, oh shit, yeah, that's really fucked. Like, I can't believe like that's, you know, like people like I think all of us who never had to experience anything like what's on this album, you know, like it's really crazy to hear these like stories and that are pretty like fucking nuts, and for them to make sense and be funny and come across in like a very melodic, on beat, intense like delivery, like to me that's, and it is like Angelo was saying, like a very cinematic experience. So like for all those reasons, like I'm really glad you guys liked it. I love this album a lot, and I think Freddie is gonna be big. He's very, very talented. So
Is he not big already?
I mean, he is big, but like, I mean, like, he's got less than 3 million listeners on Spotify, which for like the quality of song that he's making, I think is pretty low. And like, I mean, he's been around for a while. Like, I wouldn't call him small. Like, he's definitely successful. He has his own label. He actually signed a new deal with a major label recently. But I think the quality of his music deserves more, you know. I think he's headed that direction. He's on the up and up. So, but yeah. So, albums for next week.
Okay, wait. Before we do the albums for next week, this is a question. I saw this on Would You Rather. It's like a subreddit. I just thought it was an interesting question. Would you rather be with your true love but never have sex, or have sex but never be able to have love or feel loved?
Oh, dude.
It's like, would you rather be a virgin for the rest of your life, or be a normal fucking person without any feelings?
Dude, this is a very personal question, I must say.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, man. I think I just wouldn't. I think I would probably honestly die.
You would die.
Whatever.
You couldn't.
No. Wait, before you hear what I say, of not being loved.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would be super depressing.
Yeah, that's like, I would be, just me personally, like I really would want to feel like people liked me, you know? Like, at least like I was lovable.
Yeah.
I think like missing that, I would feel less fulfilled.
Well, I think people would still love you, but you wouldn't feel it.
See, but that's the whole thing though, because like if I wouldn't feel it, like the experience that I have is all that I know. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
So I think it's an easier question for me than it seems at first. The more I think
it's a pretty easy question for me. I'm definitely in the group.
You would choose love.
Yeah.
All right, Angelo, Justin.
I would. I'll let Justin.
I don't know. It's hard for me because I don't think I've felt true love. Other than like my dog.
Well,
but
can't have sex with that. So.
Dude, what the fuck? What is wrong with you? Oh my gosh.
Well, I was just saying it's an easy pick.
No, it's not an easy. What are you doing, dude? Come on.
Man.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know. I think it would be hard. Well, nah. I don't know. Sex feels good though. Like it's supposed to feel good. Like that's the thing. And like
I'm muting myself for the rest of this conversation again.
But I do think love would prevail. I do think love is a feeling, like true love is a feeling that is very rare. And
Yeah.
that is something that you should go for, regardless of sex or whatever, like other things.
I think so too. Like it was hard for me at first too to decide, but I think I would go with love too. But it would just suck like never being able to have like kids, like I guess of your own with the person that you really loved. So, but yeah. All right. So next week's albums, what do you guys got?
I honestly didn't even think about this.
Is it safe to come back, or are we still
Yeah.
talking about bestiality? in here?
Oh my god. We never talked about that.
I distinctly remember somebody saying something about something. Okay, I have some questions for you guys before we start doing whatever the next album is, to determine what your next album is.
Okay.
Have you guys? Well, actually, let me ask you. I've got a potential challenge for you guys. What if? And I know you guys have already prepared albums, so we could push this to next week if you want. Your artist has to have under 1 million listeners on Spotify.
Nah, that's too much work.
That's too much work, dude. Okay, fine. All right.
Justin's
all right.
like, I only listen to mainstream music, man.
Like, you're gonna get. You know what? It was Drake last week from Angelo this week.
We're
We're gonna be doing Post Malone.
No. I actually have a very different kind of album this week.
All right. Well, you guys go ahead, and I'll do my thing at the end.
Okay. Well, I guess my album for this week is Plans by Death Cab for Cutie.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. I had that. Well, I guess I'll talk about it next week.
All right.
All right. Plans. Death Cab for Cutie. Is somebody writing these down? Or
Oh
should I?
no, Riley, you're usually our like designated album writer.
Okay. All right.
Plus, your keyboard is somehow really quiet, or I just can't hear it.
I muted myself.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear it now?
Barely.
No, barely. Yeah.
Hear it
Alright.
a little bit.
What is it? Plans?
Yeah.
Okay.
By
I got
Death
that.
Cab for Cutie.
I got that. All right.
What about
All
you,
right.
Matt?
Next.
Oh man.
Let's listen to this.
Well, if you don't got one, I got one.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So mine is East Atlanta Love Letter by Black, and it's with a 6.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
East Atlanta Love Letter. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really like that album.
I haven't listened to this album, but yeah, I know
It's good.
who.
Matt.
Okay, Matt.
Riley, you go.
Okay. All right. Well, I've got questions. So, how much Outkast have you all listened to?
Not much.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
much.
Have you guys? So you guys have never listened to an Outkast album
Like
cover to cover?
40? Yeah, no. Like
Okay. Well, that
probably
makes
like 20%.
that makes it easy. Yeah, I'm doing a Clement Eye by Outkast.
Okay.
All right. And
Wait, are we not writing down the?
No, I am.
Oh.
Hold on. Sorry, I'm just behind. Matt can go though.
and my album choice is gonna be Chronicle 20 Greatest Hits of Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
okay. Oh, East Atlanta Love Letter by how do you say that? Slack?
It's
Black.
black, yeah.
Black? Okay.
Have you listened to it, Angelo?
No, but I've heard a lot of his songs, so
Oh.
I'm
Okay, yeah.
interested.
Everybody,
Okay.
thank you.
Back.
It is time for the horse racing update. Matt, I've been dying to know.
The
What is
viewers are
going
dying
on?
to know.
We all are dying to know what is going on in the horse racing world. Seabiscuit, what's that about? Can you tell me?
My friends.
You literally got nothing.
Matt doesn't even have like an angry retort. He's just like speechless. He's talking about birds.
The birds are the eyes of the government.
Oh, no.
Is this just
Are
gonna
you
be
talking about birds?
conspiracies
Birds
now?
aren't
They're
real.
watching us.
Birds
The
aren't real.
birds on the cameras. Birds aren't real.
Birds
We
aren't
know
real.
this. These are
Have
facts.
you ever seen a baby bird?
I also have a theory
What's your theory?
that the horses
Oh no.
are allowed to shit everywhere because horses are also agents of the government.
Oh
This
my
is
God.
now a conspiracy theory podcast, but
I'm-
only about animals.
They're allowed to poop wherever they so desire.
Have you ever read
Because
Animal Farm?
They release gases that sedate the population and prevent them from rising up.
Dang.
Matt's gonna be walking around in a tinfoil hat and go like, "Have you ever read Animal Farm? You know those pigs? The end. They're real, and they recruited the birds. The birds are watching you." And then he's gonna jump into a dumpster.
Oh my gosh.
Just watch out, my friends.
Just watch out, my friends.
Okay, well,
Great horse racing update.
thank you for that horse racing update. Let's kick it on over to Angelo for the NBA. And Justin. So,
What?
I want to just talk about the NBA bubble again. It looks like some players from like the old days are coming out now and saying like it shouldn't exist. Like the 99 Spurs were just like, they're like all hating on just the idea of the bubble. But yeah, do you have anything, Justin?
Yeah, the first scrimmages were played.
Yeah, today
Oh,
it was
yeah.
I can't remember who played.
Lakers, Mavs, Clippers. Oh no, they played yesterday. Sorry, they played yesterday too. I think the Clippers played. Yeah, I don't know. They look good.
They're looking good.
Yeah,
Dude, and
yeah.
in 1 week from today, we're going to see the first 2 games of the season.
Yeah, I cannot believe the first game back is going to be Lakers Clippers.
I know.
Like, that's unreal. I still think it's a preview of the Western Conference Finals, but honestly, anything
Yeah.
can happen. Like, if a team gets hot, they're winning.
Yeah.
Like the Washington Nationals. They're getting hot.
But don't forget about the Jazz and Pelicans, too, that
Yeah.
day.
Well, okay, something interesting is that Charles Barkley, I don't know if you saw this, but he said that his hot take, if the Blazers get the 8th seed, they would beat the Lakers in the first round of the playoff.
Oh, really?
This is all a moot point. The Wizards are taking it.
Well, make sure you
trapped.
catch that Wizards Suns game on Friday, rather.
Yeah, dude. I will, and I'll bet my life savings on it. All right.
But
all $30.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Lakers Clippers. It's going to be interesting. We talked about this last week, but we have LeBron rested. We got all these great athletes. Anthony Davis is looking good, too. So it's going to be interesting. I think the Lakers are going to take it, though, personally.
I really hope they do. And they need a title.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant passed away, like a lot
Yeah.
of pressure on LeBron.
The fans are going to be crazy this year
Yeah.
for the Lakers.
Yeah, definitely at homes, watching from their
Yeah.
streets.
People
Not
are going
the
to be breaking TVs and stuff.
buying new ones with their stimulus checks or the lack of.
Yeah. Okay, so any other NBA news? Dion Waiters came out, I guess, in his debut
With the Lakers.
for the Lakers. Yeah, seems like he looked pretty good out there. It's gonna be interesting to see. 3 for 7, shooting for him, 1 for 3 from the 3-point line. So it's going to be, I mean, I feel like you can't really judge these players based on the first game, especially like during like not an actual game. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm wondering, so I've read this somewhere, I think it was on Reddit, but this kind of makes sense. If you're an NBA player, if you're in a normal NBA stadium, it's huge. But the arenas that they're playing in right now, they're pretty small. They got screens everywhere. Like, it looks pretty comfy. And each player has like a separate seat, like a comfy seat. Coaches have the seats too. People are saying that shooters are going to be shooting better because their depth perception is a little bit different than what they would be used to in regular NBA games. It's a lot smaller. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. Like from the scrimmages, it doesn't look like that's really the case, but they are also not playing their starters all the minutes. So
yeah,
we'll see. Yeah.
Can you guys like hear Kenya talking?
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think if like whether it'll like be bad in the final mix.
You're out.
Hold on.
No.
Let's move on to what do we have next, Justin, for the MLB? I know you were watching.
Oh yeah, baby. MLB is back today. For those who don't know, I'm a Dodger fan. They're playing the Giants right now. It is the top of the second inning. B. Craw is up to bat.
Oh yeah.
0-1 count. Dodgers have to shift on, and it's 2 outs. 0-0 score. Dustin May pitching. Ground ball, foul ball, 0-2 count. But anyways, baseball is back, and I'm excited. I've been playing MLB The Show a lot recently, and I've been teeing off with George Ishikawa, who is my made-up character. Yeah.
Beautiful.
What's new in F1, Riley?
Oh, what's new in F1? All right, we got a couple exciting updates. First, Nürburgring is back, which is exciting. It's been gone for a while. So I think since the 2013 season. So that's an exciting return. It's a fan favorite. And this last weekend was not that exciting. The actual race was like okay, in my opinion. But I think it was Max Verstappen. It was in the Red Bull crashed on the formation lap. He just went too fast into a corner and just slid out, and he was out for the race because he crashed his car.
Dang.
So I think
Riley,
he was out for the race. I honestly stopped. I don't pay too much attention to Max.
Do you have a favorite team?
So that's a loaded question. I got too sad to be a Ferrari fan anymore
After their start
me so much. But I would say Ferrari, I guess.
Okay.
Is the one I'm a fan. I like Lando Norris a lot. Is on McLaren. And I like Kimi Räikkönen. He's my favorite. Who's on Alfa Romeo is what they are now. So.
Well, you know, I really like the Mercedes team with Lewis Hamilton. He's my favorite driver ever.
Riley, can you do all the future F1 updates with that voice?
Oh man.
Yeah, Lewis is gonna win again. That was the other update. Was that the performance of the Mercedes was so dominant. It was like. It's just like it's like done. Like the winners are determined. The exciting part of this season is going to be seeing who gets second and third, or not second in the constructors, because I'm sure Valtteri Bottas will get second, because he's also in a Mercedes. So,
Riley, I actually had a question about Formula One.
Yeah.
Where do teams get their funding from? Is it from like the actual car companies that like they have the F1 teams and then they just like pump them with funding from like sales of like their actual like street cars, or how does that work?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yes and no, I think is the answer. I'm not super knowledgeable on where all the funding comes in. They're sponsored. I mean, they are covered in sponsorship for the most part, which is where a lot of their funding comes from. Formula One's actually pretty interesting when you look at the history, because there's really like just teams. I mean, people disagree on how to think about this, but there are teams that just think of them as teams with employees that don't have a name that kind of just get bought and traded around. So like, I don't remember in 2012 when I was like really into it, there was Lotus, which was previously, I don't remember, but then Lotus got bought by shit, this is a bad example because I don't remember who they were or where they got bought by. Anyway, like the McLaren now is a different team than the McLaren 8 years ago. Okay. In fact, the McLaren 8 years ago is closer to the Mercedes now, probably. But like they trade around. I'm doing a really bad job of explaining this. The names move, but the teams are relatively the same. So like Sauber is no longer on the grid, but really that team's still there. They're just under a different name, working in different conditions. So like the funding changes a lot, and like I'm sure there's a lot of staff overturn in the bigger positions, but like the big names kind of stick around and just move from team to team. Like exceptions are really big teams like Ferrari will clean house on their staff if they're not doing well and bring in new people. And like Williams has had the same, like Claire Williams inherited her father's team and is also an engineer, so she's like working to keep that team going. So like it's complicated, I guess.
Do new teams come in to F1 ever?
Because
that's the thing that's different than like the NBA or MLB. Like it's rare that a new team comes into the league.
Well, again, it's this weird thing, and I'm going on too long about it and doing a poor job explaining it, so I'm sorry. But it's like new names come in, and new drivers come in, and new sponsors come in. But like the pool of people actually doing it and the actual teams are still relatively small and locked in. But yes, sometimes brand new teams come in out of nowhere, but it's usually a low tier team. Because you're not going to make your own engine when you're coming in out of nowhere. Yeah. So you usually have to design your car and meet the regulations and get used to testing and building from the ground up. And then use somebody else's engine, which is what all the lower tier teams do. Or you have to buy an existing team and then do a new engine deal, get a different engine in the car, tweak the car with the data that you can get from what you were before. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I would assume it's pretty unlikely that the lower tier teams have the engine budget of like Mercedes and Ferrari and Red Bull.
Well, so here's what happens is they kind of there are really like 4 engines, I think, that you can use because there are only 4 corporations that are willing to invest the amount of time and R&D into meeting all the regulations, into funding it, into dealing with licensing out the engines, into making sure the engine is reliable. Like there's so many costs and so much time that goes into just making a Formula 1 engine and having it meet all the specs. And then you add on top of it the business element of, because there are so few, you then have to give out your engine to other teams and make money off of that. So what they'll do is they'll usually give the lower performing engines to the teams that they're sending out the engines to, and then save the better performing ones for their own team. So that's kind of how it is. So yeah, they're usually not as competitive because the engines that are lower spec or don't run as clean or as fast for whatever reason will always go to the other teams as opposed to your team.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I've actually seen a lot of Formula One movies, And I don't know how like true they are to real life, but yeah, I kind of know like a little bit of what you're saying, so that's cool.
Yeah, did you see Rush?
Yeah, dude, that was such a good movie.
I enjoyed that one. They definitely. I mean, I wasn't alive and or watching Formula One when it happened, but from what I know, from just being an avid fan earlier in my life, it was dramatized. But I mean, the actual crash, Niki Lauda's crash, looks exactly like it does on like reels of the actual crash. It's actually really impressive how 1-to-1 that crash is in the movie.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that movie, definitely check it out. It's it got like a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's a Ron Howard movie.
Yeah, music by Hans Zimmer, same guy that did like I think like Inception and Hans.
Everything.
Interstellar,
yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he do like Call of Duty soundtrack too?
I think he did actually. That's a good point.
Yeah, he's all over the place. Gotta enjoy some of those Zimmer tracks.
Yeah.
Or not. I don't tell you what
I
to do.
enjoy them.
yeah.
I'm gonna make you guys listen to a whole Zimmer
That's
album.
it's gonna be his entire like soundtrack discography, like 20 hours. It's probably more. It's probably like a week's worth of like music.
Well, Matt likes those instrumentals, so maybe.
There you go, dude. Catering to one man.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Ghost of Tsushima, good reviews so far. Justin, I know you've been following this pretty closely. Would you
Did you
like
buy it?
To listen?
Did you buy it?
No, I've not bought it yet. I have not been closely paying attention to the reviews, so don't quote me on that.
Don't put words in the man's mouth, okay? Come
You've been
on.
talking about it all the time.
Well, my closest source is a confidant from Ventura. Apparently, he hasn't been a guest star on this podcast yet. So once he finishes the game, I think we should get an in-depth analysis from our confidant in Ventura.
Okay.
I think he'll have some really good analysis on it. I think he has some pretty good experience with samurai in general.
He's just gonna be like, this is the preview.
And
it's all right, I guess. This is pretty good. You know, can't complain.
Oh my god, I'm totally gonna clip that and put it in whenever we actually have it, like right before, and see how well it matches up.
But yeah, I've only heard good things so far. But I want our contact.
Yeah, my roommate came in the room the other day. And he's like, "Dude, have you bought Ghost of I don't even know how to say it. Ghost.
Oh my gosh.
Tsushima.
No. I wasn't even close.
Tsushima.
It's
literally
Tsushima,
spelled
right?
T
Like
with sushi and then
Tsushima.
ma at the end. I don't know.
Tsushima.
Tsushima.
It's a different. So it's not as pronounced as a T, but it's not as fluid as an S. It's somewhere in between.
That TSU sound is really hard for
Sushi. Okay, I'll work on it.
us Americans.
Yeah, but yeah.
Got a 83% on Metacritic, so there you go.
Solid.
Yeah, 4.8 on Google. So I think
5, I'm assuming.
I want to try it because I was really into Assassin's Creed and it looks kind of like Assassin's Creed. So, and I do need a new story game to play because I haven't been playing any like campaign.
I literally still have not seen any of the gameplay. All I know is that there are bonfires and it's a samurai game. I literally thought it was like a Sekiro knockoff. So, because it's like the fires are like a mechanic in the Soulsborne games, and then it's like. All I hear is like people jumping around and like killing people. I'm like, oh, are they trying to replicate the success of From Software? But apparently not even close. So
I hope it's not like The Witcher for me, The Witcher 3, that was like very highly praised, and then I played it and I was like, it's not really like, it's too open world, couldn't really focus on anything. So.
I also thought Sekiro was open world, so this shows you how much I've paid attention to these games.
All right, so going on to the next segment here, let's talk about the new Call of Duty. Looks like its news is just sort of like leaking out. I don't know how much is like true or not, but it seems pretty confirmed in the community so far that the new COD will be called Black Ops Cold War. And I did link I think I linked an article talking about it.
Did.
Yeah, so what do you guys think? Like, I know we all play Modern Warfare. Based off the initial stuff that's come out, it's going to be made by Treyarch, I think. Do you think you will be interested in this game?
I think I will, because for me, I originally got into Call of Duty with the first Black Ops, and I'm more of a fan of the Call of Duties that are like Modern Warfare and like going back in time. I haven't been a huge fan of any of the ones that try and go like futuristic. I did like Black Ops 4 a little bit, but I'm intrigued. I'm looking out for this. I think it'll be fun. I think it'd be really cool if they did like a alternative history sort of thing.
Yeah, I knew you really liked the historical games like Battlefield. After 4, I think it was 1, the Battlefield 1.
Yep. Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5.
Yeah. I didn't really like Battlefield 1 as much. I did put a lot of hours into it, but I didn't like it as much as 4, even. Yeah, the historical.
I think there were certain things in 1 that they had improved upon in previous games. I think it just, in general, ran much better. And it was a much more fluid game, and it added my favorite game mode, which was the oh man, now I can't even think what it's called, but it's the one where you just have to like progressively push the defending team back, kind of like in trench warfare, which was appropriate for World War I setting. But yeah, I really liked that, and I think they kind of messed it up in Battlefield 5. And like, as much as I really like the like heavy customization, there was a certain level of the simplicity of Battlefield 1 in terms of like your weapon choice that almost made it a little bit more even playing field, so that you like everyone was able to unlock like the base weapons, and then like nobody had like the attachments that was like you got to kill like 200 enemies before you unlock it and sort of thing. So
yeah,
I enjoyed it. But back to the Call of Duty, I'm excited for this.
Good. I hope that they bring back zombies, because it seems like they usually have zombies in the Black Ops games. I know they're thinking about making another Warzone and incorporating it into this Black Ops game. They're going to do like a totally different map, which I mean I would be okay with, because I know Fortnite, they took away the old map and they totally replaced it with a new map, so you don't even have the option to play the old map. And I think that if the old map was there, I would probably pick up Fortnite like every now and then and play it. But just, I played a lot of the new map too, and I don't know, I just liked having the choice. So, but yeah, I hope Zombies comes back, because I mean I have some like very fond memories playing Zombies as a kid, like in high school, with staying up late with the boys. So, yeah. Okay, so speaking of Call of Duty. It was just announced that Warzone is going to be experiencing another big update, and so get your hard drives ready. So,
Seriously,
freaking rip, dude! Oh my gosh, how much bigger can it get?
This is going to be a big one too,
dude.
Because
every update's a big one. Gosh,
they're apparently from leaks that have come out. They're opening up the stadium finally. So I don't think the dome will be open. Maybe it will, but I know you'll be able to go inside the stadium. So it's going to be very interesting. Everyone's going to be dropping there. It's going to be hot. But we'll throw
hot.
some gameplay in there for you guys once it's out.
Will we?
Oh yeah. If we all play together, we have some wonderful Warzone footage playing for you guys right now.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not Raft?
No, we recorded Warzone like a few. Honestly, I don't know if we played Warzone for an hour though, and 18 minutes. So I might have to throw some Raft gameplay in there. So if you're watching Raft, enjoy the calming sea and the hooking of items.
It's gonna be 90% me getting eaten by a shark, so don't even worry.
The risible shark
Gets eaten by a shark.
All
I
right.
just want to go where I belong.
Next thing, I'll just go through these because I put them down. We have a 1965 Ford Shelby Mustang GTR that just sold for $3.8 million, which smashed the record for, I guess, the most expensive Ford Shelby car that was sold.
Well, I'll tell you what,
dude, I can't imagine
that's
paying
chump change,
$3
dude.
million for
Dude, yeah,
a
3.8 million. Yeah.
I'll lay it down, dude. No question.
Yeah.
Do it every weekend.
You would
Just
drive
another
that
Shelby,
car, right?
dude. Oh yeah, dude, in a heartbeat. I go.
You'd buy it, dang.
I'd stroke my huge mustache and wander over, grab my belt buckle.
This raises the question though, like, do you guys, if you had a lot of money, would you rather spend it on a classic car or like a modern car?
Dude, if I had a lot of money, I'm not driving. Just joking. That's not true.
Good point.
I would be driving
That's a
everywhere.
good point.
I'd be driving I'd probably, honestly, just because it would annoy the absolute crap of me to do all the maintenance, I'd probably just get like a nice BMW. Something that is nice, comfortable to drive,
Yeah.
quick.
The i8.
But I don't need to take it into the shop every other week, you know?
Yeah.
It's not gonna break on speed bumps. That's how I would think about doing it.
Okay.
Yeah. I honestly would buy my dad's old car. It was a Plymouth Cuda. It's like a classic, muscle car. It's got big old tires. It's sick.
Oh, nice.
So I think I would get that over a really nice modern car.
I think I'd probably
Okay.
just get a Vespa, actually.
A Vespa. Dude, those are like 5K. Nah, they're
Dude.
actually probably more than that.
I was gonna say, if they're 5K, I need to look at my
Well,
options.
you guys remember the motorcycle? I'll throw up a picture. I used to ride a motorcycle in college. I bought it brand new and it was like $3,000. Motorcycles are really cheap.
Yeah.
So,
You
Matt,
would go back and get another motorcycle.
oh
But
yeah, I want a motorcycle right now, but
It's a Vespa, dude. It's not a motorcycle. You can't. It's a different class of vehicle. You know what I'm saying? You're riding a Vespa. People are looking at you. You gotta
Yeah.
pay a premium for that.
wait, Matt, did you have any input on this? Whether you would spend your money on a classic or
Matt would buy a
Modern.
Lamborghini. Spoilers.
I feel like Matt.
no. Riley's right.
I'm glad the Lamborghinis hasn't left your mind, even though the new Ford Bronco came out.
Oh, Matt, you've betrayed the Bronco. He
Well,
would get
no,
both.
no, these are two completely different areas. Two completely different areas.
Okay, so that brings up the question, Matt. If you do have unlimited funds, and you have to get a all-wheel drive, gonna take it into the wilderness kind of car, what is it?
Dude, I'm gonna get the 4-door Bronco.
You're not gonna get. There's nothing else you're gonna get. That is your ceiling. Is the Bronco. Money does not.
Why do you have such a problem with it?
I don't. I'm just asking you a question.
I'm every day I look at it and I'm like, is it gonna look just as good as it did when I first saw that reveal video? And I think it does. I think if I had unlimited money was not an issue, I would go for that top tier Ford Bronco with all those boxes checked.
Yeah.
For going back into the wilderness, I think I would choice.
Well,
So this kind of ties into our next topic, but electric versus hybrid cars. But I was literally thinking, like, I'm about to graduate law school and like start working. Hopefully that I pass the bar. I think the first car, and I think I'm gonna lease it just because I don't really want the liability right off the bat. But I want to get a Tesla Model. I think it's the X, like the big fat one with the Falcon doors.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the
dude.
payments. It's actually pretty affordable. So it's
dude.
like,
What's your definition of
What are you talking
affordable?
about?
Yeah.
okay, I maxed out the thing though when you can like customize your car, and I put in like everything, and the payment was like $1,200 a month.
Dude,
That's so
Like,
much.
That's a lot.
that is
yeah.
not fucking affordable.
Okay. Well, the base
I
model.
would not describe what
That's
is
more than I pay for my housing.
Yeah, I was gonna say most people have like a roommate our age, you know, like
True.
that's like probably more than you pay in rent, like for your car.
I don't know. With the lawyer salary, I don't know, man.
Who's to say? But I that was the maxed out one. Like if I'd got a Model 3, like pretty standard, it would be like $220 a month, which is pretty affordable. So.
Dude,
I think if I were to go for a Tesla, I would probably get the Y.
Oh,
This is the
like
thing with-
the new one.
Well, I feel like it's a very, like, I think it's perfect for me because it allows me to do to have room for like the outdoorsy stuff, but it's also not like as expensive. It's almost like half the price of the Model X.
Yeah.
So, like, I just can't justify the Model X.
No
And
Tesla
really,
truck.
at the end of the dude, I really like the Cybertruck. But it's also like I go back and forth. Like, I think the Cybertruck is super cool, but like I don't know if I want a truck. That's the thing.
Isn't the Bronco like a truck?
It's more of an SUV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't even have a car, so that's what we're talking about over here.
Yeah. I mean, like the Bronco is basically like a Jeep Wrangler, but with it in my opinion looks better. The trunk space is really like visible. Like it's not you don't get a Wrangler or a Ford Bronco for like the trunk space because you're going to be hauling around a bunch of stuff. You get it because it's like it's an outdoorsy car. That's really what it is.
Yeah. So I know we wanted to talk about this last week, and you're like, no, save it for next week. So let's have that conversation: electric versus hybrid versus gas. What are your guys' thoughts?
What are our thoughts? What are our
Your
thoughts?
So I would love for every car on the road to be electric because one good thing that it came out of this whole COVID situation was for a brief period of time, all the skies got crystal clear. I loved that. And if we had all electric cars all over the place, that's how it would be every single day. However, I realized that the infrastructure for electric vehicles is not entirely there yet. It does take a long time to charge your car, and it's not as universal of a thing where you can just roll into any town and have like a charging station right there. You got to be a little bit more strategic and plan everything out a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think over the next 10 years, hybrid is really king because it's going to give the chance of the electric infrastructure to build out and people can take advantage of it while also having the infrastructure of gasoline. But I think having the hybrids is really to have a big impact on especially commuters, where most hybrid cars can get somewhere up to 50 miles off of just the electric charge. And I think having that is definitely going to have a big impact on like pollution in like cities and stuff. If like people can drive like 25 miles to their work and 25 miles back, you don't have to use a drop of gasoline and you just charge it up. But when you want to like go out into like the wilderness where there's no charging stations, but there's gas stations in smaller towns and stuff, you can still like do that.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting that you came at it from the sustainability and like practical engineering side of it. I guess it's not a surprise, but no, that's definitely a good take. And like, I didn't really even think of the infrastructure. You're right. Like, there's gonna have to be charging stations that can charge it in like 10 minutes or something quick.
You can go from San Francisco to LA right now.
Yeah.
They have it set up.
Yeah.
So you can do it pretty easily. But obviously that's just San Francisco to LA, so.
Yeah. I guess like my like real like realization that it like hit me for this was when I went to Death Valley. So like the last I looked it up afterwards just because I was curious, but like the last charging station on our drive out to Death Valley was like in Bakersfield, and then from there on out it's all just gas stations. And then once you're in Death Valley, of course there's no charging stations out there, it's only gas stations. So like having like you wouldn't be able to do that kind of trip with an electric car. You would have to be super strategic about like where you charge and how far you're actually able to go, because like if you get stranded out there, like you can't just get a little like gallon of gasoline from somebody driving by. Like you're kind of screwed at the end of the day. You gotta get towed.
No replaceable batteries either yet.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Little food for thought there.
Well, I guess I'll come at it from a different angle on the electric versus gas thing. And I think like a lot of people are hesitant to get electric cars because they enjoy like driving and like the feel of a gas engine and the noise. And like electric car companies, some of them are putting in like fake like noises. Like I don't know if BMW did that with the i8 or the Porsche Taycan or something like that. But yeah, that's another thing that I think is going to be a barrier to getting people fully electric, will be just like when you take off, it's like silent.
Yeah. I don't know. But have you been in a Tesla before?
Actually, no. Like my parents have like been in a bunch of Teslas, but they never like invite me. So.
Dude, so
Left
Almond has a
behind.
Tesla.
Yeah.
One of our confidants in Las Vegas has he is leasing a Tesla.
Oh, nice.
One
But
of our confidants.
yeah, it's nice, dude. Like it feels like it's very zippy. Well, maybe that's the way that Hamid drives, but
oh, that's our confidant.
Oh shit!
I
Yeah,
didn't even know he had that.
Yeah, our confidant in Vegas, originally from San Jose.
Wow,
But,
you're really just selling out all those details.
Can we get his date of birth and stuff?
yeah, his date of birth, his
Can I
parents,
get that
Pretty hysterical,
SSN, dude?
his mother's maiden name is. But yeah, so his Tesla, he has a Model 3. He's leasing a Model 3.
Okay.
And maybe it's the way that he drives, because I think you remember this when he drove his Subaru. He kind of drove it very zippy. You know? So,
definitely.
Yeah. So maybe it's just very accentuated with the Tesla, but it feels very zippy when he's driving in the Tesla. But the Tesla is very cool. And the silence, I think, is the coolest part. It feels like a roller coaster, dude.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about it.
Yeah.
Dude, I think I want to get an electric car eventually, but not a Tesla.
Is it?
That's how I feel.
Two main.
What do you
Remember
hold out for?
in college we always called you a hipster, Riley, and you were like, "I'm not a hipster."
I'm not a hipster. I'm like, I feel like that's unfounded because I like a lot of mainstream things.
That's what a hipster would say.
Oh my gosh.
So,
what
Riley,
car would you
I'm
buy?
curious, what are you holding out for?
Well, one, I can't afford a car, so there you
Yeah.
go. That's step one. All right, that's what I'm holding out for. Two, I don't know, man. The Tesla thing, I don't know. I'm not into them very much.
Like, is it
That's
the
fair.
design, the company behind it? Like, what is it?
I think it's a little mix of like Alon's business practices are concerning,
Okay.
and like I'd love to support a company that maybe is like a little bit more like, I don't know if ethical is the right word, or like, I don't know.
I get what
Maybe
you're
I'm
saying.
looking
Okay.
for a car company that I can get behind. Maybe that's where my buying power will go.
Okay. No, I think
I
that's a
just can't.
very like important thing, and I know like some car companies definitely catered to certain groups of people that were like minority groups before, and like I think Subaru did that with like the LGBT community. They like really marketed to them, so yeah. I mean, I
Did they
think
really? Is
yeah.
that a thing?
I think that just became a stereotype.
I think it was a stereotype, but I think it was actually like founded in like some truth, like because
What car is it? Darn it, the Outback.
I don't know what model, but
I feel like you guys are just taking a
No.
stereotype and being like,
I'm
yeah,
serious,
the
dude. No.
Subaru did this.
No, they have like the colors. They have like really bright orange, blue, green, yellow, red, and I don't know if they have a purple, but it was. I think they did a campaign where it was like all throughout Pride Month. It was just like different colored Subarus.
yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, but
Well, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
I agree with Riley on the ethical. Because with Tesla, yeah, like I don't know. I don't think they're pretty ethical. Like, why don't they have a union? Like, that's not cool. When you have manufacturing, when you have factory workers, you gotta have a union because a lot of those people don't have the education or the confidence or the ability to speak up because they either don't have time for it or they just don't know.
Or
Yeah.
they'll be scabbed out and
Yeah, and then they'll
Let
just
go.
get fired.
yeah, they'll just get fired.
Dude. I worked at a workers' compensation firm last year, and one of my clients that I was assigned was this like young couple that worked at Amazon, and I guess
Oh,
they
dude, this is the thing. Wow, you're naming names, dude. Wow.
they I don't want to like call Amazon out, but you know, they
Sounds
weren't
like
like
you're
treated
about to.
very well, and it was just like this whole thing like where like these big companies, I feel like a lot of the times they don't really care about their workers because they're just so easily replaceable. But I agree with Justin that I think that's important.
Yeah. Yeah, like making sure your money goes to something that you support.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The Tesla's cool though. I really do like it. But here's the thing. Coming from a repair standpoint,
Oh, okay. We got
Yeah,
all the
so
perspectives.
Repair, dude.
yeah. So coming from a repair standpoint, I think it's kind of bullshit that you can't service a Tesla at any auto repair shop.
I didn't know that.
So you can only service it at a Tesla dealership. So you really have to live close to a dealership. So if your car needs an update, you need to go to the Tesla dealership to go get the update. You can't download it out. And there's like many updates for the car. Essentially, there's no like oil change or anything. They do like tire checks and like brake checks and stuff, but like it's crazy. You know, it's electric.
Yeah.
The reason why I say it's bad that they're keeping that information is because they're not sharing that information with the repair mechanics. And I think as we make a shift towards electric and hybrid cars, there's going to be a lot of auto repair shops that can't catch up because they're going to be like, what the fuck is this? Like, I've never seen this in my life. Like, where the fuck are the pipes? Like, where's the brakes? Like, it's all one just metal sheet on the bottom, which is that battery, you know?
It kind of like makes the job of a mechanic like sort of obsolete, or definitely disrupts the industry.
Yeah, it privatizes. even more. Yeah, and not in a good way.
That's kind of similar to, I feel like, what happened with Apple a few years ago, where people were complaining that you can't like change the battery and that you have to take it to Apple to get service, or else you like lose your warranty or whatever.
Yeah. They change their stance, and don't get me wrong, I honestly really like Apple. Like their designs, like think about it, like the iPhone, it's so sick. Like it's so easy to use. Like everybody has a uniform platform. Just I don't know, really, really simple. You upgrade to the next one, it just has better features and still the same software that you're used to.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there are a lot of things to think about before we go into the electric and hybrid era.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. Well, last thing on our list here, we got. I know this is kind of like way out of order. We should have talked about this earlier. Oh my god, the anonymous beaver. Yeah, so Sea of Thieves, it's just a game. I threw this in there. It's a game I keep wanting to play. It looks pretty fun, like Raft or like a pirate game. It's getting up there in numbers. 15 million players, biggest month ever. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to pick that game up sometime.
I might have to check it out.
Yeah.
Make a crew together.
Is it on PC or is it just like
on Steam? Yeah.
Oh,
It's on
okay.
Steam.
Oh, great.
On Steam, baby.
All right.
Yeah, might have to check that one out.
All right, guys.
I think there's another seafaring game we could play. I also think there's another MMO we could play. If you catch my drift.
Is it Raft?
Riley, do you want to tell the listeners what game you're talking about?
So I'll just leave a little mystery.
Oh,
next week.
I know what you're talking about. All right.
That's the point. You should all know, and you should all join me. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everyone. Stay
Kiss your
tuned
mothers.
for next week. Episode 5 is going to be coming at you again every Saturday, 9 a.m. Send
Every
us
Saturday.
if you have any ideas for topics. I think we're going to have some special guests next week, though.
Oh, special guests. That's true. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I'll talk to you guys about this afterwards. But yeah, be ready.
Special guest.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
All right.
Peace out,
Bye,
guys.
guys.